Section timestamps and the full transcript is in this video's description. A new track initially comes with a straight road. Roads are made up of pieces. Press the Page Up keyboard button to select the last part of the track. You can press the Enter button to add a new piece, or you can press the Delete button to remove a piece. Let's go ahead and make an oval track. Start off by pressing the Enter button 3 times to extend the straight road by 3 pieces. You can press the right arrow key on your keyboard to make a right turn. You'll have to press it like 20 times though. Press the 1 key on your keyboard to make life easier. This will switch you from straight road mode to curved road mode. And if you look really carefully, you can see the black guidelines change depending on what road mode you're on. Finish your turn by pressing the Enter key a couple more times to extend the turn by adding pieces. Now we want to make a straight road again. Press the 1 key on your keyboard to go back to straight road mode. Let's give the ships some airtime when they're running over this track. Change the slope of the track using the down arrow key. You'll also have to press this 20 times. Once again, you'll see the black guidelines change. Go ahead and finish off this jump by using the arrow keys and the Enter key on your keyboard. And then let's go ahead and finish the last right turn of our track, using your arrow keys and the 1 key. But please leave a gap between the end and the start of the track. We're going to fill in that gap by pressing a button. Ensure the last track piece has a red line around it. This means it is selected. Click the pencil button in the top left, and a pop-up will appear. We will just ignore most of this stuff. Use the pop-up scroll bar to scroll down. Set Connect. Connect End. Now that our track is connected, let's go ahead and check it out by pressing the play button at the top.
3, 2, 1, go!
For Wipeout 4 to be at its full potential, we at least need a finish line. The program you're using now is called the Track Creator, but we can't actually do finish lines in this program. Finish lines are actually done in a program called Unity. To explain Unity in the most basic way, it's basically a program that allows you to make your track more fancy. So let's go ahead and prepare our track to be imported into Unity. Before we continue, I'd recommend saving your track here, in case you encounter a blue screen of death. File, Save. Make sure you save it into your My Tracks folder. In order to chuck your track into Unity, you will have to export it as a special file called a TRM. Please be careful here. Do not export it as a OBJ file. You will want to export it as a TRM file. Click the Save button at the bottom. Okay, great. It's now ready for Unity, but we need to install the Unity program first. Thoroughly read the contractual agreement between the Unity Corporation and the consumer. Okay, so for the purposes of this video, to speed it up, I'm going to cut to the chase and use an offline installer I downloaded beforehand. Now that we have Unity, let us start the ritual of importing our TRM track file into Unity. So before we can work with tracks inside Unity, we will need to add a special file to our project called a ballistic unity tools.unity package. Assets, import package, custom package. Navigate to your BallisticNG folder. I am showing the path on the screen right now. Open the modding folder, double-click the file, then click All, then Import. You will see a small gunmetal folder in the bottom pane called BallisticNG. This means you imported the special file successfully, and we can now start editing our track. Right-click the folder, Show in Explorer, to open your Unity project folder. In another window, navigate to your BallisticNG user data folder. My tracks. Copy over the TRM file, not the CTS file, from My Tracks to your Unity projects folder. Bring the Unity program back into the foreground by clicking the window. In the bottom pane, you will notice two new files that have magically appeared from nowhere. These are auto-generated by Unity after you copied your TRM file across. Please note, you must have Unity already open when you copy over your TRM file. Otherwise, the files won't be auto-generated. Finally, we can now add our track into Unity. Firstly, save the Unity scene by right-clicking Untitled, then left-clicking Save Scene. Secondly, ensure this Unity scene is open by right-clicking it in the bottom pane and left-clicking Open. Thirdly, drag the Sonic Oval file, the one with the white circle, from the bottom pane into the 3D world. Fourthly, finish the job by setting the track's position to 0, 0, 0. Please ensure it's 0, 0, 0, otherwise in-game items may appear in unpredictable places. It's now time to add spawn points and a finish line. Click BallisticNG, Track Wizard, Run. You can move around the 3D environment using your right mouse and the ASWD keyboard keys. Go ahead and click BallisticNG, Track Editor, Spawn. Click squares on the track to add spawn points. I'd recommend putting at least 12 just to be safe. Click Sections, Metadata, Then click a pink line where you want the finish line to be. Click the Set Start Line button to set the finish line. Then click a pink line that is halfway around the track. And finally, click the Set Mid-Line button. The midline is just a marker on the track that helps the game to determine who's in first place. And right now I'd actually recommend saving your scene and project. Now let's generate our track via Unity so we can load it inside BallisticNG. Now that your scene and project is saved, right-click the cube in the bottom pane, BallisticNG, then Build Track, then Continue. Navigate to your BallisticNG user data My Tracks folder. Then click Select Folder to generate the track files into your BallisticNG Tracks folder. Let's go ahead and check out our new spawn points and finish line. I'd recommend Arcade to test your spawn points. But sometimes BallisticNG 0.7.2 gets stuck at this custom track loading scene. You'll have to leave it alone for 20 seconds. Go to your desktop by pressing the Windows key, close the game manually, and then reload the track again. If it's still stuck after 5 retries, try downloading a course from the Steam Workshop. If you can load a Steam Workshop course after 5 tries, then please ensure you have not missed a crucial step in this video, such as generating track data via the Unity Track Wizard, setting a midline, or saving your Unity scene before building the track.
2, 1, go! Final lap.
If you still can't load a Steam Workshop course after 5 tries, please try clicking the Verify Integrity of Game Files button in Steam. Hold on a second, there's something off about this map. There's usually more color. Click BallisticNG, Track Editor, Atlas, Textures, New Texture. Click the black square under Diffuse and select a road texture. Do the same for Ilum. Great, You have now chosen textures. Make sure of this by clicking Tiles. Underneath your texture, you should see a stack of blue rectangles, indicating that you chose a texture. Now let's paint our chosen textures onto the track. Click the small triangle next to Scene Configuration. Then, click the small triangle next to Managers. Click the Track Data List item. Click the Force Atlas Update and Force Tile Update buttons. Finally, rebuild the track and check out your road textures.
Three, two, one, go. Final lap. Perfect lap. Gold medal.
Our ships were black because we haven't actually added lighting yet. Click BallisticNG, Vertex Light Mapper, Bake. After clicking the Bake button, you probably didn't notice the window that quickly flashed. That's okay, just make sure you clicked the button. Go ahead and rebuild your track and check out your ships. And while the game loads, I'll explain what we just did. Lighting is a very expensive part of rendering. In video games like Counter-Strike Global Offensive, most lighting isn't actually calculated on the fly due to performance reasons. Instead, Valve pre-computes lighting values separately and bakes them into the map file itself. Reading these fixed values is much faster than performing a mathematical calculation to determine the value. So, similar to CSGO, BallisticNG also requires us to bake these pre-computed light values into our map file. Just then, you baked the light values into the map file when you clicked the Bake button.
Three, two, one, go. Perfect lap. Final lap. Bronze medal awarded.
Let's add an industrial environment to our map. In the bottom pane, double-click the BallisticNG folder. Double-click the BallisticNG folder again, Skies. Then drag and drop the sky dome into the 3D environment. Please set the position to 0, 0, 0, the scale to 500, 500, 500. Note that for real tracks, I'd actually recommend the scale be set to a minimum value for performance reasons. Then move this new object down, aligning it to ground level by click and dragging the green up arrow. You can also change the lighting to make the race appear in the late afternoon, for example. Click Window, Lighting, Settings. Under Environment Lighting, set the source to color. Then set a color by clicking the white rectangle. I'll pick orange as it does not match with the dark green background at all. And remember, save, rebake if you need to, rebuild. Then check it out.
Three, two, one, go. Perfect lap. Final lap. Gold medal awarded.
We're still missing one thing that makes Wipeout such a great game.
Three, two, one, go. Warning. Plasma. Warning. Tender eliminated. Perfect lap. Final lap. Rockets. Warning. Channel. Perfect lap. Bronze medal awarded. Warning.
Look, if you're still watching this, you need to get a life. By going to the official BallisticNG wiki. Nobody likes writing documentation, and I think the game is it's in such an early state. I think they've done a really great job of the documentation so far. The resources here can take your mapping to the next level, preferably a map that doesn't have an orange sun in a dark green environment, and doesn't have horizontal stripes as the only road texture. I look forward to playing custom tracks at a quality level similar to Carodrome. I learnt most of this stuff from scratch, by searching and reading all the available documentation online, and, well, mostly through trial and error. So I hope this video helped you heaps. Thanks.